What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel Imagining Tech. So EOS. So EOS has been really playing with my emotions lately. EOS it's kind of been all over the place with the discussions. I'm glad the discussion has been mainly about EOS governance. So shout out Phoenix, shout out Crypto Type, Max Dap, Cypher Glass, everything EOS, Colin Talks Crypto, everybody in the EOS community who's been really putting the focus and the magnifying glass on EOS governance, because it really is super important. And honestly, EOS governance is what makes, if we can get EOS governance right, EOS will easily be like one of the most powerful chains that exist. And if we get it right, it's just going to be, what everybody else in the space looks to when it comes to governance, because every single chain needs to be governed. But when it comes to EOS, I feel like it's even more important than a lot of chains, just because it is a DPoS chain, delegated proof of stake. So basically, the way it works is it actually can be more decentralized than a lot of blockchains, which is what a lot of people don't realize. People think just because, Ethereum or BTC has a lot of nodes, that they're automatically more decentralized. But then the problem becomes, well, what if a majority of the nodes are controlled by certain entities? Or is it really decentralized at that point? And I would argue no. Whereas, the EOS blockchain in theory is supposed to work on, a system where you have this economic incentive, block producers, people who are individual companies and can come together towards a common goal. And that's kind of what drew me to EOS strongly. That actually is one of my favorite things about EOS. So it kind of hurts when people say that block producers should just produce blocks, because to me it's kind of like I think it would be a big bad move for EOS to just take that approach where block producers just produce blocks, because honestly they've been able to create so much value so quickly. And what a lot of people don't realize is that EOS is still new on the block. It doesn't feel like that just because of the amount of ground they've been able to cover. In terms of daily transactions, they have the most, in terms of passing so many upgrades, in terms of, overall scalability and just pushing forward towards improving the network. It just seems like they've been, breaking records in that regard. And I think that's largely due to the fact that BPs have added so much value, and they're all so coordinated and focused towards adding value for the ecosystem that will eventually add value for everybody and themselves as well. So that's why I really love that about EOS, that overall proposition. And I've stated before in the past, I don't personally have a problem with Volt distributing EOS to EOS token holders, for BPs that want to do that. I personally don't see a problem with that, but it does have to be established on the protocol levels. To me, there has to be rules set in place, parameters, so that the system isn't abused, and so that you don't have people who are just kind of buying votes, and then just what ends up happening is that race to the bottom. That's really ultimately what I don't want to see in EOS. But honestly, I really just gotta, at this point, just have faith in EOS. Obviously I'm not saying have blind faith. I'm gonna still follow the developments closely. But to me, I think we should make some advancements as quick as possible. Even if it's just one small step, I would like to see it done. One token, one vote, I think that should be implemented. If it was up to me, I think we should somehow try to get that into 1.8. That should be a thing, as soon as possible. Just to push everything forward. Now, EOS 1.8 is still coming up. EOS 1.8 is still coming up, and that's going to be scheduled to release on the 23rd, so that's good. It looks like the price of EOS has been doing well. It has been responding well to the news still, even with the somewhat negative news that's been coming out as far as governance lately. And I still personally believe that we are in the beginning of a bull run. I think we've traded sideways for long enough, and I think right now we're actually in a bull run, but it's still way too early, obviously, to call. But I think we're gonna slowly inch up, and I think Ethereum is also inching up today too, so that's good. I think bullishness for Ethereum or EOS kind of affects both chains. So if one goes up, I think it automatically gives a good. I don't see them as competitors. I see them rather as forces that will go up in the market together. So that's good. I've been in the crypto markets for a little while, and what I've noticed is that the markets can tend to be pretty short-sighted. So this whole governance debacle that we're dealing with now, I don't think it will have any sort of negative effects on price. I think it's honestly I think the price of EOS is gonna continue to go up. So for me, it's not a matter of should I sell my EOS. I'm still confident that it's gonna go up. It's just a matter of me being a believer in the long-termness of the project and wanting it to succeed ultimately. So, that's just kind of where I'm thinking about it from. Either way, though, I'm not going to let it get me down. I think there's a lot to be excited about. EOS 1.8, like I said, right around the corner. Liquid apps, just scaling everything in sight. It's not going to be long before we get another mainstream application like Moonlighting who wants to go onto the EOS network, because governance, I don't think, is going to be a major hindrance to attract people. I think there's a lot of faith in EOS to get it solved. People tend to respect money, and I think EOS has a lot of money. So as long as EOS continues to produce blocks without a hitch, I think EOS's reputation is pretty secure. As far as just like applications, I think EOS is certainly a go. It's the best network for applications to be placed upon. It's feeless, it's scalable. Now, as far as like decentralized finance applications, sure, I think we have a little bit of weight. I think EOS has to prove itself a little bit more. For me, it all comes down to, I've talked about this before, but like time in the market really does matter. And like I said, EOS is still new. It's only been out a little over a year now. And how long did it take? BTC has been out for 10 years now, and it's like just now getting to the point where it's got some sort of reputation for itself, and it's kind of seen as a standalone asset. Now that took 10 years to build up. EOS, I'm sure, can do that much quicker, but still to believe that it's going to do it in 1 or 2 years, I think it's going to take at least a couple years for it to build up the reputation necessary to house a lot of those DeFi applications. That's why I think a lot of the DeFi applications are more geared towards Ethereum, but I definitely think that could change in the future. So like I said, guys, we still got EOS 1.8 coming up. We still got Ethereum 2.0 coming up. We've got back future contracts for Bitcoin coming up, as well as the halvening coming up next year. Like, starting now just seems like the perfect amount of time over the next year for the bull run to really commence. And I think, somewhere into the holiday season, close to December, January, is going to be where the bull market, where people actually say, okay, we can officially call it a bull market. So I'm just holding out for that, guys. I'm still excited. EOS still excites me. Don't let this kind of governance stuff get you down. I'm sure, again, there's the smartest minds in the world are thinking about this kind of stuff. If it can be achieved, we will do our best to achieve it. And the community just gives me so much hope. Everybody working so hard. Everybody, normal people just trying to chime in and add their 2 cents. That makes me believe that people have a real vested interest in this project and they want to see it succeed, which is all I can really ask for. So for me, like I said, it's a no-brainer. It's just kind of wait and see what happens, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Peace.